What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we're here to talk about The Crew 2. The clickbaity title is one that I honestly actually mean 100%, and I just want to talk about it in a bit in this video because they released an article today. I'm going to go through it in a minute. It's on my left screen, but we're just going to talk about it. There's a lot to talk about with The Crew 2. It's just a bit insane to think The Crew 2 is in this position, and I just want to talk about it all because there's a lot to talk about. So The Crew 2 released this article today. In this article, they basically said that live summits are coming, which they should be coming. There's no reason for them to stop, along with their associated rewards. Bug fixes are also going to be coming to the game, as well as promotions and bundles. If you don't know what those are the little pack things that they have in the live summit areas. You can walk there and buy cars specific to the bundles. It's basically just a big bundle. Like, sometimes they'll have new cars in there, sometimes they won't. As well as community challenges, and then they say to name but a few. I think they're just saying that to bluff out the whole of this kind of article. Whoever wrote this article, needs to have a word with, behind the scenes, because the way this is all worded, it just sounds like you're lying to the consumer a little bit. Like, the first big sentence is, The Crew 2 had a fantastic first year. No, it didn't. It was fucking terrible. It was broken. You don't need to lie to your audience. Companies nowadays, when they say things like this, all it does is just anger the audience who you're talking to. You know, you're saying that you're going to get, rest assured, you're going to get a lot of content in the game. Then you say you're getting live summits, which we already have. Associated rewards, which we already have. Not to mention they're repeating rewards. So people who already have those rewards, well, you're piss out of luck, or you're just going to have duplicates. Bug fixes that's not something to look forward to. That's something your game should be, your game should be fixed on launch. Like, that's not something to look forward to, nor really is promotions and bundles. There's nothing new there for you to look forward to. Anyway, back to what I was saying. It says in the first line, The Crew 2 has had a fantastic first year. Since its launch in June 2018, we've rolled out 3 major free updates. It has been a year, and they've done 3 major updates. I just feel like, I don't know, just none of this makes sense to me anyway. They didn't mention the game was delayed. They didn't mention, any of that. They didn't mention something on launch. This game has not been fantastic at launch, and I don't know whether the developers actually believe that or that's just a marketing stunt. That's a shit PR stunt, by the way, guys. You can't say that when it's just a blatant lie. Like, no wonder with Need for Speed Heat, they're not saying that speed cards were good because no one liked them. They're not saying, oh, speed cards were fantastic in the last game, but we've moved on to... They're saying speed cards were shit. Now we've done something better. And with this, you're not acknowledging the fact that the game launched fucked. Now, I'm getting a bit heated here. I haven't done one of these in a while where I've actually got a bit heated, but this continues. And the reason why I'm getting heated is because The Crew 1 was my game of the generation until Horizon 4 came along. And I thought The Crew 2 was going to be the same. But this is like, it just seems like they're going deeper and deeper down this rabbit hole, and I just can't seem to understand it. Anyway, they go on to say that they're bringing back 3 of their premium summits, Rising Sun, Untamed Italians, and Flying Germans, to give those who missed out the first time a chance to win the associated exclusive Platinum Awards. Now, for me, again, there's certain ways you can do this. I think this is bullshit. I think this is a way of them saying we're not earning enough money, we need money. And we need to save a bit of money because no one's buying our game because it was broken on launch, and now we're here and it's still, missing a lot of things, and we haven't got enough money to do things. They didn't say how long this is going to be, but the kind of image they put up on the screen says The Crew 2 coming months. And that's a lot of weeks of summits there. That's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 17. So what's 17 divided by 4? That's 4 months. That can't be right. Either I'm doing the maths wrong, or that is 4 and a bit months of live summits. This game is already dead. Like, there's a reason why they aren't supporting this game as heavily, as we all thought they were. As, shit as the Horizon ones have been, at least the game is getting new cars pretty frequently. Now, I'm not happy with Horizon's seasonal content either. I still think they should be adding more things into it. But at least they're adding new content. I just don't get what The Crew 2 are doing here. It baffles my mind. This is a game which had problems on launch, and it was delayed for that exact reason. It launched not fantastic, and I think it was obvious there was huge holes in this game, and it could have done with an extra year's development. Moving forward a year, you know, like, what is it, 6 months, PvP was added, but it was lackluster. It wasn't what people wanted. If you were going to take 6 months to do something, at least do it right. Need for Speed, then there's no speed list on launch, but I can almost guarantee when it comes round, or at least I would hope, you know, when it comes around. I'm not going to make any guarantees with Need for Speed nowadays, but I'd hope when it comes, it's going to be a full-fledged mode. You then fast forward to now. You know, it's been a 1 year anniversary essentially of The Crew 2, and what? We're getting bug fixes, like it just baffles my mind. And the most annoying thing about all of this isn't the fact that we're 12 months and there's a lack of content. Don't get me wrong, that's really, really annoying. The most annoying thing is in the opening sentence of this developer message, a message from the developers.
The Crew 2 had a fantastic first year.
What are you lying for, man? Like, what are you lying to us? The people that have, like, I'm not even going to lie and sit here and say I've been playing The Crew 2 solid, because I haven't. There's nothing to do in that game. I'm not going to be playing that game. There's nothing to do in the game. But for the people that have been playing this game non-stop since the game has come out, and then for them just to lie straight in your face and say that is like... I'm editing this video in post, and I just want to quickly say there is a way to say that you know your game isn't in a good state without publicly saying it. Obviously, they don't want to say our game's fucked. But there's a way of saying, like, hey, we know there's problems, we should continue in a professional manner, that isn't straight lying to your audience. Just want to clear that up real quick. I'm going to sit here and say I loved the first game. Like I said, it was my rating game of the generation until Horizon 4 came round. In my opinion, it was better than 2015, Need for Speed 2015, in a lot of ways. I've much preferred the Crew 1, but the Crew 2 seems like it's gone backwards in a lot of the ways that the Crew 1, you know, did a lot of things well, and the Crew 2 just seems like it's gone backwards in a lot of ways. It doesn't seem like it's true to what it wants to be. It seems confused in the ideas and what it's trying to present. There's a lot of problems with this game right now, and unless the developers, you know, actually kick it in gear and start listening to what people want, they are gonna just keep going down this rabbit hole and things aren't gonna get better. I used to love Ivory Tower and what they represented, and you know, this is a general force they had in the community. Back in the Crew 1, I'm not going to sit here and say they were perfect. They put the Zonda R behind microtransactions only. There was problems, but the problems were... they weren't overshadowed by such lackluster live service for an MMORPG that just isn't acceptable. They didn't open, you know, developer messages with straight out lies. There's just certain things you don't do to alienate your fan base, and now they've basically gave you a letter of saying this is an announcement for an announcement for an announcement. It's not on Ivory. As someone who played your games very, very heavily in the past, I'm going to say this as a fan who wants this to get better. Please, please, please to God. And maybe, I don't know if this is Ubisoft is the reason why this is happening, but it's clear there's development woes or problems with the game, and you guys know that this is lackluster. And I'm going to say this from my heart because I genuinely believe this. Please sort your shit out, because if this continues, your studio isn't going to exist. The Crew 2 is not a popular game, and I can almost guarantee that it's not selling well. If it was selling well, they'd be putting out updates constantly. If you carry on going down this rabbit hole, it's only going to end badly for you. And I know that sounds really, really harsh, and, you know, people are always like, oh, well, Need for Speed's going to die because it's a dead series. No, Need for Speed is a household name. That's always going to stay. Forza is selling like hotcakes, and it's supported by Microsoft, it's the only Xbox only racer that's even worth sticking around for. Same with Gran Turismo, selling like hotcakes, but it's PlayStation's only racer. That's not going anywhere. The Crew 2 can die. There's no reason for the Crew 2. Like, it's Ubisoft's only racer, but Ubisoft, they don't have to focus on racers. They've got other titles which are raking in money. You know, Rainbow Six Siege, for example. They've got the whole Assassin's Creed series. They've got iconic series like Rayman. They don't need the Crew 2. The Crew 2 is a very low, like, it's not popular like that. Ivory, please sort it out, because I am scared we're going to lose another racing game, and that isn't what I want. Like, as a racing fan, we don't get enough of these. I know your game isn't really racing games anymore. It's like flying in boats, and you're trying to branch out into other things, but I'm just going to sit here and say you can't branch out until you have a core fan base for your, you know, your initial vision. Furthermore, if you alienate that fan base, then what do you expect to happen other than losing sales and retention and everything that comes along with that? I'm gonna stop rambling here because I feel like I'm getting a bit annoyed when I'm talking about this. I just beg something like gets solved soon, because I don't want another, like, I just want this game to do well. I want this game to be a good game, and it just seems like we're just getting like shit announcement after shit announcement after shit announcement, and it's just shit. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. If you agree with me, let me know down in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have an awesome day. Safe and peace.